Fears over floods.
There's a little bit of PTSD.
As the 2-year anniversary of the 500-year flood event nears, concerns still persist that those rushing waters could appear sooner than love for Lexi.
With them having a love for cars and me and my club having a love for cars, we were like, hey, why don't we just put together a car show that all come together.
After a drunk driving crash killed a Laurel woman, her family raising some awareness so tragedy doesn't strike anyone else. And the Superman.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. I don't move so good. But at the end of the day, I did everything I wanted to do.
How years of globe-trotting, plane jumping, and Olympic competition has shown one military veteran the value of joy. The MTN 530 News starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday edition of the 530 News. I'm Andrea Lutz. Of course, this is a sight forever etched in many of our minds. Raging Rock Creek, spilling over downtown Red Lodge and ripping homes from their banks. This week marks 2 years since those historic floods, and with water levels rising once again, many fear it's just a matter of time. Tonight, our Haley Monaco has a look at the efforts to prevent this.
Rotary Park isn't usually underwater, but it is. As temperatures rise, so do the water levels. This is causing concern for some residents who were here during the historic 2022 flooding. But local officials say there's nothing to be worried about.
A sound that is usually considered peaceful is now a trigger for many.
I can't guarantee that nothing's going to happen, but I feel very comfortable that what's going to happen won't resemble what we've seen in the past.
Nearly 2 years to the week, Rock Creek broke its banks, taking out bridges, roads, and destroying homes.
There's a little bit of PTSD and people see the water rise and they get concerned and they get nervous again.
Rotary Park is a significant spot.
Because this is where the breach was.
Went to his basement a bit.
Trinity Ferguson's family member had water flood into his Red Lodge home, but the damage was minimal.
But really it wasn't the negative impact that a lot of people felt around here.
The negative impact that the city of Red Lodge is trying to avoid ever seeing again.
So we have multiple agencies working together. We're touching base regularly. We're communicating. We all have each other's contact information. We're monitoring the situation. Right now, they have not given us any indication for concern.
While there is no major rain in the forecast during these warm days, which contributed to the floods in 2022, Mayor Dave Westwood says there are new processes in place if another flood were to occur.
We'll utilize the siren that folks in town are used to hearing go off at noon every day for about 10 seconds. It's going to sound different. Probably going to be 3 cycles of it, or something that's certainly a different tone than what they're used to hearing.
Westwood says residents should be signed up for Carbon Alert and Code Red, too. But as of now, cause for concern is minimum. Crews recently flew a drone along Rock Creek, double-checking that there aren't spaces that may be breached by rising water.
You can also see across the bank that the fence is twice as high as what it used to be, and so that gives us there's a significant amount of air between where the water level is and where the road level is. I have a very high level of confidence in the fence that's been installed that the construction workers are.
A peaceful sound that many hope will stay where it's supposed to be. In Red Lodge, Haley Monaco, MTN News.
And speaking of flooding concerns, we do have a flood advisory out for parts of Park as well as Sweetgrass, Stillwater, and Carbon County. That lasts for another 25 hours until 6:30 tomorrow evening. You can see why. We already have the warming weather. We have some snow melt pushing into the creeks and streams, but also areas of rain and thunderstorms between Gardner and Livingston. We're going to have some wet weather, and that's all moving toward the north and east. So later on this evening, areas around Yellowstone County have a good chance for rain. I have your forecast coming up.
It's been nearly 3 years since a Laurel woman, Lexi Pile, was killed in the passenger seat of a car of a drunk driver. But justice will be served this week as sentencing is set to happen for her negligent homicide death. Tonight, our ones are hoping to spread awareness with a new Love for Lexi Foundation.
Our club in town is honoring her and her foundation, Love for Lexi, with a car show. They're hoping to keep her memory alive within the Billings community ahead of a tough week for her family.
She loved people She loved animals. She just was a bright light.
Stickers of sunflowers covered the dozens of cars in the parking lot of All American Pharmaceuticals in the Heights Sunday.
We just want people, whenever they see a sunflower, to think of Lexi.
Even after her death, Lexi is still impacting the community in more ways than one.
We just wanted to bring the community together to show our love and our support for her family and to keep her legacy alive.
The Love for Lexi Foundation caught the eye of Rocky Stone, president of Billings' newest car club, Team Socuto Nation.
The Love for Lexi Foundation, they give scholarships to less fortunate people that are trying to go to nursing school.
It's why he planned this car show, complete with music, food trucks, and other car clubs like
support what's actually going on.
And it is a good thing that we see everyone pulling in. It's always a good.
We would like to try to, or situations where alcohol is involved.
Because of having to do things that unfortunately
planned to take his own life. Found by a friend.
And he punched me in the head and knocked me off the rock.
The next day, Phil took him skydiving.
I said 3, 2, 1, and as I left that plane, I found peace. Right in that moment, when I landed, the grass was green again, the sky was blue, I could breathe.
Again, Joe found success.
We showed up at our first nationals. We took 3rd place. We beat out the U.S. Army parachute team. We beat out a bunch of other teams.
And again, he found failure.
I had a parachute failure. Myself and 4 other people have had the same failure. I am the only one that's alive to talk about it.
Joe, if he had another accident, was told he would never walk again. But through the fires of success and failure, ups and downs, he earned what he now treasures most.
It's really been nice to see him come to the man that I always knew was in there. He just needed a little onion peeling to get it out.
So what now?
What now is actually the most exciting part of all of this. Skydiving gave me my family back.
Marcus Kakova, MTN News.
And remember, it is a big night tonight for Montana's political landscape as Democrat Senator Jon Tester and Republican challenger Tim Sheehy kick off the first U.S. Senate race debate, going head-to-head tonight. You can watch that full debate on our MTN channel in just over an hour. It's at 7 o'clock. Montana's Senate race is expected to be one of the most closely watched elections in the U.S. this year. Still to come on the MTN 530 News here on Q2 Ride for Tomorrow. Motorcyclists will soon hit the streets raising funds and awareness for suicide.